My original plan was to do another double review with the last two books in Lloyd Alexander's Chronicles of Prydain, but after reading Taran Wanderer, I decided to split them up due to this book's different approach to continuing Taran's story. Taran Wanderer is book 4 in the Chronicles of Prydain, and as far as the plot, the title is very self-explanatory. Taran journeys from the only home he has ever known on a quest to learn who his parents are. Not knowing his parentage has been referenced in the other books, but this is the first time it has been addressed with significance. His first stop is a visit to the marshes of Morva where the three witches live. The witches are as darkly entertaining as ever, and they tell him to seek the Mirror of Lunette, which may contain the answer he desires. This book is less about the events that happen and more about Taran's growth as a character, with the main plot being advanced through side quests that Taran becomes entangled in while on his journey. Most of these side quests don't help Taran find the Mirror of Lunette, but each one gives insight into his character, and having Taran discover more about himself along with the audience was a great use of these smaller adventures. Each situation tests him in different ways. He does very well with the majority of them, but he almost fails the most important one, prompting a deeper search of who he truly is. If you couldn't already tell, this book is all about the journey of learning who you are and how choices affect that, for good and for ill, and it explores ideas associated with that journey. What you think you want may not be your true path, and your true path may not be immediately appealing. You can be content with what you have, or you can always be wanting something else to the point that you miss the blessings right in front of you. It's one thing to recognize who you are, and another to accept it, and most of the time, a journey is required to do that. And for those struggling to figure out who you are, which we have all done at one point or another, Jesus has the answer you're looking for. None of us truly know who we are until we come to know Him. I was very surprised where Taran's journey led, but I don't want to get into spoiler territory, so suffice to say I was expecting a certain conclusion that didn't happen, and I am very glad that it did not. The course this story took was very in keeping with the series' themes, and taking this mature route is a credit to the author and his respect for his audience. For being a middle grade book, Taran Wanderer, and the series as a whole, addresses some very heavy subject matter, but it's presented in a way that its target audience can understand without talking down to them. Well done, Lloyd Alexander. However, I'm not sure we needed an entire book devoted to Taran accepting what he has learned throughout his adventures. And while the quest that propels him to travel Prydain is definitely about the journey, not the goal, the events that compose the journey feel more like a collection of short stories than one cohesive narrative. The many adventures rely very heavily on coincidence, even for a middle grade book, and there are only scant references to the overarching conflict with Iran, making this book feel disconnected from the rest of the series. Having Wanderer in the title appropriately describes Taran's journey, but the plot wanders a bit too much. It's for these reasons that this book is the weakest so far, and since I've heard good things about the High King, I think it's safe to say this book is also the weakest of the series. Taran Wanderer is one of those stories whose ideas are greater than the execution of the narrative. It's not a bad book by any means, and I did still like it, but it is definitely not up to par with its predecessors. However, it reads like it is setting up future events, and with the finale awaiting me, I'm hoping the good elements of the less than stellar penultimate novel carry over to the finale, and the not so great ones remain a bump in the road in an otherwise great series.